This is the Evil Never Dies podcast with Brett and Carl. This podcast may contain adult themes, violence, and strong language. Listener discretion is advised.
The Evil Never Dies podcast.
Welcome back to the Evil Never Dies podcast. I'm Brett here with Carl. And Carl, we got a special guest tonight.
Yes, we do. Man I've known for a long time, my friend Chris Menta, and he has a new CD and a new band that he's going to talk about tonight with us. Chris,
hey,
welcome to the show.
Thank you
Welcome to the
to have
show,
me.
Chris.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for coming on, man.
Oh, no problem. Thank you so much.
So, Chris, I think the first time I met you was actually in the band Violent Storm, Mick Servino's band.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's the first time I met you. That's been a while.
It has been a while. My God, I've been in America since 14 years now. And I think I met Mick maybe a year after I was in America. So, yeah, that's a long time now.
All right. So I've known you most of the time you've been here.
Cool.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
So why don't you introduce yourself, let everybody know where you're from and what you do and what you've done, and we want to hear the scoop, man.
Well, I'm coming from southeast France. It's a city, maybe you heard about it, Monaco. It's very near.
Oh, okay.
Between Monaco and Italy. And yeah, I'm a musician. I've always been playing with different kind of, heavy metal bands. Maybe in the early days, there was some kind of gothic rock bands, and you know how it is, you work with several people, and I met my wife in France, actually. So that's a long time ago. She's from Texas. And when we married, I started to live here, Bedford, Texas. And well, the story was like Carl said, I met Mick Servino, who is the former bass player for Ingrid Malmsteen, and Richie Blackmore also. And he was starting to make a band. He was searching for musicians. And so I became his guitar player for a short time. But as he was looking for a singer, he met George Cole, from Alaska. Okay. So that's how I discovered the Alaska music. And later, George was searching for a guitar player. And that's how I became, an Alaska member and all that. That's a long journey, actually.
Yeah, it was definitely a long journey. Excuse me, I told you my voice is going out. I do remember when you first joined NASCA, and it was really exciting for me, fun to introduce you to everybody, and we had some good times.
Oh, yeah, and I will always be thankful, for George, to introduce me in that Texas scene. That was big, we were touring all North America, and I discovered a lot thanks to them. I've been learning a lot thanks to them too, so, I remain thankful to that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So what made you decide to make this new record?
Well, there was a time, when I'm a session guitar player, being a lead guitar player for people and being on their record or composing for people, and I kind of wanted something, I had a vision. I wanted to make, my own version of dark metal, heavy metal, or whatever, people want to call it. And I was starting to write songs. At that point, I didn't even know where it was going, but, I don't ask myself questions, or I wasn't even trying to put a label on it. I was just trying to make songs. And until the moment, I had a full album, and here's the problem. Here's to find musicians, dedicated musicians, serious people. And luckily, I mean, the hardest to find is always a drummer. But maybe JT Longoria, it's the producer of King Diamond, Apsu, Easy Stradlin, and I knew him thanks to George actually. And I ended up playing with his band called Silver Loves Mercury. And his drummer was David, who was actually playing also in a black metal band called Krigsgrav.
Okay.
And that's one night, I was working and I said, hey, would you be up to listen a couple songs and maybe and he said, yeah, I can. And that's how he's a serious, very hard worker. And in maybe a week, he knew the songs. So I was like, okay, well, let's do that,
Well, he's a good drummer too.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
He's really, really dedicated. I cannot believe it. So we started to play. We even started to rehearse together. And then became another problem was to find a bass player.
Mhm.
And yeah, to be honest, we tried 6 or 7 people. It's crazy. So I was like, okay, I'm discouraged. Let's forget about that. I will play the bass. So that's how we did it. And later, JT became the producer. And I was so excited, because I knew JT way before I came in America because he was, I knew the King Diamond albums he was producing. And he came home with a rig for the voice and all that, that he was using for King Diamond. I was like, oh my God. He said, yeah, we are going to use that. And so time after time, things were starting to become real. It was like a dream and reality at the same time. And I was like, okay, you lead me. You have been working with those big guys. I'm following you. Give me all your advices. Let's go. And he ended up, leading me how to place my voice, how to record this, how to do that. He even played a couple of songs on the bass. And yeah, the album was born.
That's awesome, man. So you played bass too on this, huh?
Yeah. So beside the drums from David, I've been guitars, bass, vocals, and keyboard. Sometimes you can hear keyboards.
Yeah, I noticed that when I was listening to it the other day.
Yeah, I noticed the keyboards as well, and then they fit perfect.
Yeah, they do.
In the background, just enough. It's perfect for this.
Well, thank you. That was a long work, and as I was working, I was, letting my imagination go. I wasn't trying to sound like this band or to sound cliche like so many bands, and I was like, okay, it's at that point, it's okay if people hate it or love it. I just want to be sincere, with what I'm going to do, and to throw it in the world, and then let's see what happens. But I really wanted to, I was kind of like a kid, you close your eyes and you imagine being at the show and there is your kind of favorite imaginary band and you listen to it and you're like, okay, I'm going to take notes. And that's how I was making the songs.
That's awesome.
I definitely like the dark tone to it because I know you've talked for years that, you were going to make an album that was going to be just pure darkness and chaos. And you've created exactly what you talked about all these years.
I mean, like many people, I love beside the dark aspect of the music, I love the theatrical side of it. Just like King Diamond, he's like a guru to me. King Diamond is able to, it's like each song is a movie, it's a chapter of the movie, and everything is like theatrical and there's a lot of drama and everything has a part, suspense. And I've been always since kid, I've been fascinated by that. So there was that part of heavy I loved. Then there was some old European thrash bands, like maybe Coroner.
Yeah, I've heard of Coroner.
I always loved them. That's why maybe at the beginning of Cosmic Fugitive, the song, you hear some kind of a bit of technical kind of thrash, a bit fast. It's because the inspiration I got from them. So there was, all that, all the oldies, and the King Diamond, Merciful Fate, Sodom, Celtic Frost, Coroner. And that's how I made it. So it took me a little time, to assemble everything and to say, okay, but what do you want to do? And I was trying at the same time to be detached, to give up of the stories. I was starting to send demos to record labels, France, Germany, Italy, America, and sometimes I was getting good answers, but they were like, yeah, but each song is a bit different. It's cool, but and basically they are telling you, okay, the kids, they want to hear something that they recognize, They will invest in you if you take song 3 and maybe 6 and skip it and make something that sounds a bit like this band and that band, And I was like, I don't want to do that, So time after time, I was like, maybe I should start a business and start my own label. So I will stay 100% sincere,
Yeah.
So that's happened too. I mean, one thing was bringing to another one. There was the band, encountering the drummer, JT out of the blue producing the album and then sending to people, and then why not making a label and making it myself. And so, it was evolving by itself almost.
Yeah, so now you not only have a band, you're running a record label. So that's a lot to get into,
That's crazy because now whatever I want to produce, even if it's not black metal, it will be heavy metal or whatever, I will be like, okay, I'm going to publish it myself. But that's a lot of work. I mean, promotion is wow.
Oh wow, I know. Yeah,
we know.
Yeah,
we know doing the show. It's
it's about links, and it's about having different accounts there here and there, and it's about speaking to magazine. It's about this and that. So sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night and say, "Oh my God, I forgot to do that. Should I?"
been there, done that.
That's exciting, because it has been a month now since everything started, and it's exciting. So, and now, I'm talking to you guys again. Thank you so much, because that's the first time, I'm talking about Discorporate on the podcast, So I'm very, very thankful to that. That's great. And that assemble people, we are all passionate here, and we share things, and that's the power of rock and roll. I love that. Yeah,
for sure.
I've got the CD right here.
So do I.
Yeah,
I've got mine right here too.
I've got my shirt on. Even you sent me all kinds of good merch. I got
my pin. I got my pin on my hat.
Yeah, Brett's been wearing the pin on his hat the last few episodes. Actually,
I'm waiting on the extra fat ass shirts for you to get them in.
Oh, that's going to be done. Yeah, hopefully very, very soon.
Yeah. So, I had to look up the definition for discorporate. The first one that comes up is to leave one's physical body through metaphysical or drug-induced means.
Drug-induced.
I was like, wow, that is totally this album.
I don't know about the drug-induced.
No.
Because I know you, Chris. You're like me. We're that's not our road there.
I'm just reading out of the dictionary.
I know we're giving you
a long way, drink a little bit, it's fine, but
me too. I love my drinking, but that's as far as I'll go.
Now, Discorporate it's a multi story actually. Okay, I'm trying to put everything in order. I was already making a concept, so my concept first of Discorporate was, okay, we all know, the dark music. So what are they going to speak about? Oh, Satan. Oh, this. Oh, okay. And on the other side, and I was like, okay, I don't want to go into the root of God versus Satan. And I was kind of imagining, this material world we all live into, and the two concepts, good versus evil, feeding each other in a way, and I was like, okay. And I was reading a lot, I like to read old mythology and books, and that's how I was plunging myself more into not into the religion, Hinduism, but the old Indian, the Vedic writings. And that's how I was like, okay, yeah, that's definitely, the rules of the universe. And I wanted to imagine a character who would be just like a third party metal, who will be above like this material world and all the concept, feeding each other, opposites, dual world, and go toward this kind of unknown, infinite. But of course, from the darker side. So I was taking everything, and I was not making a controversy of it, but seeing everything from the dark eye. And that's how I was using, if you read the titles, you will see some Hindu words. And that's how I was imagining that. And that has a double meaning. And then I will come back from the discorporate meaning. But everything was taking form around that. And I'm trying to give you the right thing of the story will be, yes, like I tell you, he has a dual meaning. And in the story, that's a man who tried to explore this unknown that is total darkness, and because he goes beyond, he tried to transcend this material world and all its beliefs we are all entangled into. And finally goes with his mind, which can be, when you go into your inner self, it can be your best friend, your worst enemy.
Yeah.
Exactly. And imagine you go there with, it's your only compass. And like I was reading in those books, and they were like, oh, we are all, just like a river belonging to the infinite cosmic ocean. And of course, they speak about reincarnation, in their belief. And I was like, imagine a man who just want to escape that, because it would be just like a cosmic prison. And I was starting to write about that. And so that was the whole concept. A man facing the unknown and going on his journey. So that was the first part. And then a funny story, I was with my wife one night, and, we, like you guys, we like watching horror movies, and we were watching Pet Sematary. And
the original or the remake?
Yes, the original.
Okay.
And there's that old guy, and he speaks about those animals returning, and he said the word discorporate. And I was watching, and Amber, my wife, say, Chris, you should, I don't know why, but you should name your band Discorporate. I was like, what? But I was thinking, I was like, yeah, that band exists. Trust me, I go on Google and I'm going to type Discorporate. And
there'll be 50 bands.
Yeah, like Discorporate. And there was none. I didn't find any. There was probably one, but there was probably some guys making a demo or something. I was like, wow. And that was funny, because what she was telling me, that was actually fitting a lot with the concept I was making. So I was like, okay, well, the band will be called Discorporate, since, we are big Frank Zappa fans too. There's that song when Frank Zappa say Discorporate, it means when you leave your body. So I was like, okay, everything comes together. Let's do it. So that's why the name, yeah.
Well, it's a good name. It fits the music really well, I think.
Yes, it does, for sure.
And the artwork is absolutely phenomenal with the seagull up there. That's really cool.
Oh, thank you. Yeah,
such a good job.
That's that symbol has another story. So I don't know if you know, it's a black metal band called Enthroned.
Yep.
That has been here since forever. They are from Belgium.
Yep.
And Non-August, the leader, guitar player and vocalist, I knew him a little bit. And one day I said, okay, I heard you're a graphic designer too, and it's Ibex Designs. He said, yeah, I can do things. And I said, okay, I need something catchy. He said, okay, what do you need then? Poor guy, I wrote him a book, I said, okay, I'm going to try to explain, and I give him all the details and all that. And he said, okay. He said, well, I will come up with something and, see you later. And when I saw that, what you see right now, I was like, oh my God, I cannot believe it, because that's two symbols in one. So there's that Shiva, the god Shiva in Hinduism. Actually, that is, I use that because it's a third, like in life, you have three phases, like creation, preservation, and destruction. And he's actually destruction side of it. So I use that, but I used that symbol within the Chaos Star. And that's exactly what I wanted, because, the Chaos Star, it's like, go ahead, you have 8 winds, where are you going to go? And he made that. And when I saw that, I was like, okay, my God, you did it. So that's him.
I love that. That is the first thing when I saw that, I was like, that is the coolest little symbol I've seen. So perfect job.
That's tattoo material right there, boy.
Yeah,
I could see that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was a gigantic puzzle to fix, and everything was coming together at some times,
Very cool, man.
Well, we want to go over the track list real quick, Chris.
All right.
Give us a little rundown on the songs.
Thank you.
Brett, you want to do that?
I'll need to put my glasses on
because my voice might start cracking on us here. I think I've got allergies or something. I might
have to put on my phone light too.
Brett's got to put his glasses on.
I'm old, man. I'm blind.
We all get there, don't worry.
Yeah, I know.
Reading glasses too.
So, right. Well, I had to have eye surgery, so had a detached retina, so I know how that feels.
Just let me pull it up on the internet so I can read it. That'll be easier for me. Talk about something else while I pull this up real quick.
All right.
So here's just a story. I remember when you and Aska were playing at Video Bob's house.
Yeah.
And, that was a really fun night. I think that might have been the night that they were going to do a Pantera song, and the bass player, it wasn't Keith, it was that the other guy that was in. He said he didn't know any Pantera songs, and
that was Dave.
It was Dave, yes.
Yeah, and I remember that night.
And he's went on to do his
fans wanted to hear a song, and
I don't think it's just, it was sort of a weird moment. Like, it's weird that you're in the DFW area and you don't know any Pantera song, not even just a little bit, and he just flat wouldn't do it.
Oh, so instead, I remember we played Kiss.
Yes.
Cold Gin.
Yes.
It was Bob came and was
Bob
singing.
sang it, yeah.
That was a great night.
It was fun, yeah. I miss his, he's since moved to Las Vegas now. So
yeah, I miss the guy. He was really cool.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll come back soon.
Him and Rachel were real fond of you, by the way. They both were.
They're all really, really cool people. My God, he was throwing parties there, his house, it
was epic stuff.
Oh yeah, he's a cool guy.
All right, Brett.
My computer's running slow for some reason.
It caught my allergies, I think.
All right, track 1, we got Cosmic Fugitive.
Oh yeah.
That's my favorite song on the album, by the way.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah,
I was listening to it tonight while I was working on the haunted house, actually.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Give me some inspiration. Cool song. I really like it. Yeah. And I'm not as much into death metal or dark metal, but your vocals are so great on this. It just fits it to a T. And I really, really am impressed with your vocals on this.
I think that second album, third album, I think I'm going to to have that evolve a little bit. I wanted to like something really dark at the beginning, and I wanted to evolve for the vocals to be a mix of that and maybe some kind of heavy, but that kind of heavy I have in my mind. So yes, that was a good starting, because I was always playing vocals. I mean, recording vocals, but not all the time. So that was another work for me. But as you know, that was hard to find a vocalist. So I ended up
I don't know how you would have found anybody that could have done this any better, honestly.
Well,
I remember, wasn't Greg Spicoli like talking about singing for you?
He was, yes, he was about to, but yeah, unfortunately, that was a time where everybody was busy and going here and there.
Greg's a busy guy. He's into so many things.
Yeah,
it's
so
hard
I understand that, but there was a time, unfortunately, like there was a drummer ready, there was JT ready to, okay, let's go, and I couldn't wait anymore, unfortunately. So that's the way it is, So
well, it worked out perfectly the way it did.
All right, track 2, Baptized in Sulfur.
Baptized in Sulfur. That's that song, yeah, I recognize.
That is a good song. Yeah. I like that song too.
Yeah.
That's a bit particular. I liked it. That's a kind of, the intro sounds almost positive. It's like, it doesn't sound dark at all.
Yeah.
It was more like the opening and then turning into dark. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I was reading on Apple Music, you can read the lyrics to the song.
Oh, yeah? Oh,
yeah.
I didn't know that.
I was like thinking, man, is this guy okay? Very dark. Don't worry, we got dark minds too.
Oh,
so
I've got a whole table full of demons in here in my museum. So yeah, I've always enjoyed the darkness and in the forbidden. It's just always been drawn to it since I was a child.
All right. Track 3, we got Eye to Eye. And that you released that, is that a single? That's a single off the album, right?
Yes, that was the first single, actually. Yeah. Which was the most, that could be a controversy for the people really into the black metal and, only for black metal kind of style, because it's a really progressive song. There's no guitar solo normally in that kind of music. There is no part when you have some, in the middle part, and you have some weird bands but I really like doing that. Actually, that was the last song I did for the album.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and that's when I made that song, I'm like, oh, I think I have a hint of what's going to happen on the next album. That was kind of like that. To me, the last song was already evolving compared to the other ones. So yeah, well.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Track, what are we on, 5 now?
Yes.
4, Stronghold Maleficum.
Yes.
Did I say that right?
Yep, you did.
Good job, Brett.
No, it's like Maleficum is a Latin name, for like evil, kind of, and the stronghold. So when you read that, you're like, oh, okay, he's speaking about an evil castle. But no, actually, that was to come back to that weird tale of that body, the material body, and all the evil he can hide, all the, why that man wanted to go beyond, to transcend that material world and discover himself. And I'm trying to explain that a bit in the lyrics. Some things are becoming really futile for him, because his mind was somewhere else. He knew where he wanted to go. And I'm not speaking about suicide at all, by the way. It's kind of initiatic, like almost magic, kind of weird meditation, actually. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Track 5, Tandava. Did I say that right?
It's the Hindu name for like the dance of Shiva. Well, I think, by the way, I have it on my table. You see that?
Oh, yeah. I like that.
Okay, so that's the dance of Shiva. But like I said, I'm not respect to anybody who have a religion, of course, but I see that as symbolic, you know.
Okay.
So the dance of Shiva, actually, you see the circle, and it's perpetual dance of creation and destruction. That's how goes the universe, you know.
Yep.
That's the dance in between all that. So Tandava is actually the name of that dance.
Oh, okay.
Cycle after cycle after cycle, and on and on and on.
I'm gonna screw this one up.
Is it
Try and
Triambaka?
bake them, yeah. Try and bake 'em. Is that close?
Triambaka means, again, the one with the third eye.
Yes.
And so that's another, that's in the story, that's somebody realizing that he's ever coming back and coming back and coming back. So that's why in the song he say, the ashes of yesterday, my ashes of yesterday is the mark of my today's fate. It keep on going and going, and he just want to become, but beyond, just like in a Cosmic Fugitive, you know, that song sums everything up, you know. The first words are, there's a gate somewhere in a void when you can slip in and become, and that's what he tries to do. And Triambakam is a very exciting song because maybe you saw the video clip, the first drummer, and there's a video on YouTube. I put it on my channel on maybe a week ago.
Okay.
And it's Matt Thompson of King Diamond playing on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I didn't know that Matt could play that fast. I know he's very good. You know, everybody know Matt Thompson of King Diamond. But one night we were chatting and he say, "Send me a song. Send me." I was like, "Okay." Like what? He said, "Yeah, like fast, something dark." I said, "Okay, I have that." You know, that was from the demo, and that was that song.
Okay, cool.
And I couldn't even.
Brett had said on one of the songs, he said that had to be a drum machine as fast as it was. I'm like, no, that's
Oh,
yeah.
no, but David Sicker also like it's wonderful drummer. Like it's very crazy drummers. Like, yeah, he can sound like a drum machine that they're not.
Yeah,
And,
that's some talent.
And on that video clip, yeah, that Matt is. Everybody was contacting me like, "Oh my God, he can play fast. He can." Yeah, that sounds like the double bass, you know, bass drums. It was sounding like a war machine. Like that's exactly him. Yeah.
Wow. That's awesome, man. It sounds awesome for sure. All right, last track, Legion of I, and this is my favorite song on the album.
Yeah, this would be about my second favorite too.
I agree with you. That song I love the medieval times, and I wanted to make a song like this. You know, a song that is going to be a war, but not a real war, like the war you can have within, you know, with your mind. And there was a part, you know, the middle part, it's only medieval music. And that was something I was supposed to compose for somebody else in Europe long time ago. And nothing ever happened. So I kept, you know, the tape somewhere. And one night I was listening to that. I said, okay, I want to do something with it. And that's how that song happened. You know, I actually want to make another kind of medieval song, kind of, on the second album too. Maybe an instrumental, like a soundtrack, maybe. But yeah, I like that song, and I wanted really to be the last song on the album. I thought it was a good choice, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a perfect choice for the last song.
I sort of get like an Amon Amarth's vibe off of it too, in a way.
Oh yeah. That's you know, I grew up with also, of course, you know, the band Bathory.
Yep.
I've always been a big fan. I was admiring that guy, which I actually met when I was. Oh my God, I'm getting old, dude, because I was maybe 17 years old, maybe 16, 17 years old. And I met him like 3 times, you know, and that was an amazing experience to me. And, you know, during that time, nobody really cared about black metal. So today you say that and people are like, is it true? But during that time, you know, Sweden, Norway, nobody cared. You know, that was a bunch of kids making, you know, playing demos.
Yeah.
And I remember that album when he's, you know, the founder of this kind of Viking metal, you know, the album Hammerheart. Hammerheart was really amazing. He was singing in another way. All the music was about the, you know, Vikings, and the music was heavier. There's a lot of catchy parts to it, and I think that kind of influenced me in a way.
Okay, great. Yeah.
So
I can definitely hear that influence in there. I hear a lot of influence. It's not strictly like black metal. I hear all kinds of stuff in
it's
it.
a lot of stuff in there. Yeah, a lot, even, you know, sort of thrash stuff in it.
Thrash, a little goth and parts of it, sort of, maybe too, in a way. And
it's unique. It's a very unique album, Chris.
Exactly.
It doesn't sound like anybody. It's so unique. I think it might be the most unique album I've heard in a long, long time. So
yeah, thank you from the bottom of my heart. That's something I want to go on that way. You know, when we were kids, we were listening to heavy metal and to thrash metal and to all songs had something in common. They, you know, when you listen to it's not only a catchy riff, but they were playing, there was a, you know, a verse, a chorus, a bridge, something happening. There's a suspense happening, and sometimes it's going to explode to another part. And I've always loved those structures. So to me, it was really important to make songs. Each song will need identity. And I really want to explore. So that's why I really love. Last time I saw you posting a Black Sabbath Headless Cross.
I love Headless Cross.
Oh my God, this album is, wow. It's a beauty in the dark. That's wonderful. And just like King Diamond, The Eye. And I want to start slowly to integrate that in the future too. There's so much things to explore. If you say black metal, okay, well, you already, it's like you cut your legs, you know, off. Okay, you will be black metal. Okay, what do you need to do to be black metal? Oh, you need to play that, and you don't need that. And I didn't want to set any boundaries, you know.
And there's no boundaries on the album. You did good.
You need to free yourself. And
if anything, you started your own subgenre, man, for sure.
You will see, you know, and then, you know, when you are done with an album, you throw it in the world, and then people will, you know, they will be the judge. But that's also, you know, like at the beginning of our discussion, I told you, yeah, there's a double meaning to all that. You know, first there's that kind of tale mythology thing, but the other meaning is this kind of total liberation that I wanted to provide in that music. Because like I told you earlier, you know, a record label, you know, they are like bankers, you know, and they want to invest in you, but they are not going to take something that is 100% original, because that will be a stunt for them. They will be like, yeah, if it's too original and that's not going to sound like this band and that band, we are not going to sign, because the kids, they want to hear that. So that's why when I speak about that guy who want to escape, you know, the cycle of this or that, it's because musically I wanted to do that too. So I turn everything into a tale, you know. And also, you know, like my label is called Adharma Record. So because that was just like to continue, you know, a bit the concept, like this kind of Hindu Vedic word. Because the Dharma, I played a bit with the words. Like Dharma is like, to them, is everything that is good in society. That's exactly, you need to walk that way, and this is how you need to act, and this is what you need to do. And I kind of mixed it, you know, I distorted the word a little bit to say, I don't want to sound like that. I don't want to use that guitar, that amp. I don't want to play that style. So that was kind of music dogma to me. So that's why I called it Adharma, meaning this is exactly the contrary of what you want us to do, you know.
That's awesome, man. marching to your own drummer, man.
Oh,
Way to be nowadays.
Sorry, what?
Way to be nowadays. Lots of good independent stuff is out there for sure.
No, I really hope. I mean, the best promotion would be to play gigs, to play shows everywhere. And by the way, if anybody who is a bass player, completely passionate and who is really open-minded and good, please contact me, because we look for bass player desperately.
All right, we'll put it out there. Looking for bass player.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask, if you're going to try to do any live shows anytime soon.
That was the goal at the beginning, but it's really hard to find, people. And, I'm from France. When I came in America, I was like, oh my God, that made me feel like Europeans are lazy, because everything is going too fast in America. Work harder, go faster. Like, I was, oh my God, what's happening? I had to keep up with the pace.
Yeah.
So I understand that, musicians, sometimes they have one job and sometimes they have two jobs and family on the top of that. And it's 100 miles an hour. So.
And it seems like the local scene is and there's too many of these cover bands out. I mean, some of the best musicians I know are doing cover bands because they make so much money doing that.
Yeah, I know.
And there's not that much original stuff out, as far as in the clubs right now.
I know I have been maybe classified as a bit of a negative dude, because I was going against that. I came here first time, Deep Elm, so many bands, 14 years ago, so many bands happening Saturday night. It could be rock, it could be whatever you want, you get it. And then years after years, one tribute band, two tribute bands, and you want to go do a show, and the boss is going to be like, oh, are you guys playing any covers? Like Red Hot Chili Peppers, or like, you're like, no, that's a heavy metal band. It's not going to be up for that.
Yeah, we want to hear some Red Hot Chili Peppers in the middle of your set, please.
So it's cool. I mean, I understand the tribute bands and, the nostalgia for everything, but like, too much nostalgia is not going to have anything evolve, And yes,
well, it works for some, like Kiss. I think Rock and Roll Over is one of my favorite tribute bands. They do such a good job, and they look just like Kiss, but I mean, you get like an Eagles tribute band. That's where I start to kind of draw the line a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah, just like lately, like 2 days ago, I saw there was a Ghost. I didn't know, the band Ghost.
Yes, there's a Ghost.
Like, wow, dude, they are live.
Yeah, already? It's like, already?
Yeah, they're not, they haven't been around 10 years, have they?
I don't think so.
That became a trend, like, it's viral. And, my wife was telling me about something I'm sad that I never knew. It's, you guys know it, of course, it's Joe's Garage.
Oh, yes, I was at Joe's many times in the day. And
wow, I'm sad I never seen that ever in my life. And she was telling me the ambience, and I could, I could envision it. I was like, wow. And I wish that would be like that again. Just like even 14 years ago when I was, playing with Aska, and we were playing in Deep Elm, and that was crowded.
Yeah, I remember Aska, when you was in Aska, they were playing every weekend somewhere to big crowds.
Yeah.
There were clubs everywhere, now it's just the clubs are even limited again.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening, but I hope it will be a rebirth. I really hope that.
Well, we lost a bunch of them closed down too because of COVID and all that. They couldn't stay afloat. And
that's true.
And I never got to go to Joe's Garage because I've only been here since 2012. I think it closed down before that. So.
Oh yeah, it closed down in the 90s.
Oh, okay.
Then it was the Dallas City Limits in the basement, and they closed down. And then there was a club called Savvy's that was before Joe's Garage, and Pantera had played there when they were just still an unknown local band. I think even Aska may have played Savvy's. So once Savvy's, Joe's, Dallas City Limits, and the basement was gone, it just became a mishmash of, kind of the club of the month. And then they would last a while and then they would close and then somebody else would open. And I can't even tell you right now where the go-to club is for metal bands. Honestly, I think the Granada maybe.
Yeah, the Granada now, and there's that place in Euless. What is it, Bob's something?
Something like that.
Was
Yeah,
it Bob's Billiard or something?
That's it.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah. It's the pool hall. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, bands in there.
It's a smaller venue. I mean, the Granada's a big venue, but yeah, we need, smaller mid-sized venues again around here.
And Deep Element, don't really
Deep Ellum's done, man.
you don't really want to go down there anymore.
Yeah.
Here's something about somebody getting shot at or stabbed or something down there every weekend.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a sad state of affairs.
I heard that like Tomcats also. Remember that
I
club?
remember Tomcats, yes.
I love that guy. I don't know where he is, but the sound guy.
Yes, I can't think of his name.
I think his last name is Mac Williams, I think. First time I saw him, that was a NASCAR show again, and we were playing at Tomcats, and wow, I couldn't believe it. Great sound.
You froze up there a second there, Chris.
Oh, you hear me now?
Yeah, you're good
now.
Like, yay! Oh.
Yeah, I didn't get to experience none of the good stuff down here. I came too late, so
Yeah,
I
like me too,
was there in
yeah.
the beginning. I had to truly say, and I'm felt lucky that I was.
Yeah, that's weird, like I say, I came too late here because the first time I saw Dimebag, it was, at a cemetery, so I couldn't believe that, like 14 years ago.
Yeah, sad story.
Yeah, I know, it's pretty tragic. And
now Vinny's gone, so that both the brothers are gone. It's just it's very, very sad.
Yeah. Time flies.
Yes, it does. Well, what else do we got to cover tonight? Anything else you want to add? We'll definitely be on the lookout for some live shows if you do them.
yeah, for sure.
Well, between the promo of this album, like
You're gonna be busy.
A month ago, so that's going to be a lot of promo, and at the same time, starting to work slowly and networking in order to find a bass player. And we sit here with a drink, and I explain the concept, and we listen to the tracks, and hopefully we'll find, because the lineup will be pretty easy actually. There's just a drummer, a bass player, and me on guitar and vocals. So that's like a power trio,
Yeah.
And there will be a sampler that is going to play the keyboards, synchronized with the drummer. So everything would be complete. And so just need the bass player, hopefully.
All right. Well, we'll try to keep an eye out for what little contact I still have with people, which is becoming more limited, it feels like, by the day in the music community.
Yeah, look up there's like 20 different metal groups in the Dallas area, DFW area Facebook groups. Look a bunch of them up, put ads on there, put a wanted on there. Might be able to find somebody. Wouldn't hurt.
Yeah, that's what I'm working on right now. So I don't know everybody too, so that's it's DFW is big, so hopefully we'll find the right guy.
Well, it sounds like you're going to be pretty picky about it, so
well, as long as there's something funny, because when I was like 17 or 18, there was like we didn't have internet, we didn't have cell phones, and there was that band. Hey, come on. Hey, what's up? Hey, do you want to play in my band? Yeah. Oh, that's the cassette. The cassette, and I was going home,
learning it off the cassette on the boom box.
With your ear, and that's how I've been learning. Today, some guys are like, "Hey, I'm up to play in your band. Do you have the tabs?" And I understand tabs are really useful, but I'm always like, I don't want to write down tabs, because I don't want somebody who plays like a parrot, you know, or you put the finger here and then here and then here. You know, I don't want a robot. I want somebody who is going to learn, and that's okay. The guy is learning what he can. We sit down, we play the track. Oh, that part is not good. Okay, let me help you. Or if he didn't find a part, I will show him. But I want to see somebody passionate enough to say, I've been learning that, and you know.
Yep.
Good.
Just by listening, you know, by ear, you know.
Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty logical to me. So that, you know, let's see what
tabs. I think them were originally started being used to help, just as a helping tool.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
So I mean, that's how I've been learning over the years, you know. And then I saw tabs, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. But it's always better to me to see how deep the guy can go into your song, to feel the song. Feeling is like it's everything. So if somebody's going to, oh, okay, I've been learning everything, you know, it's like, you know, the game.
It sounds nothing like it's supposed to.
And I'm very open-minded, just like, you know, when I was starting to rehearse with David of Quickscraft, I know he was a wonderful drummer. And when I was, you know, recording the demo, he was on drum machines. And I like giving details in a drum machine and all that. But I told him, I said, okay, what I did was drum machine and you have your own style. So, okay, learn the structures, but then you're David. You know, I want you to open yourself to do it the David's way, you know. So I like giving freedom to people when they play. If tomorrow you're a bass player and you're like, I feel the song needs this, so I need to do that. Well, you know what? Do it. You know, that's I'm not like a dictator. Oh, this is my band.
Oh,
no.
yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But everybody, it's like, thank you to be in my band. Thank you so much. Now you are the band. How are you going to react? How are you going to feel it? You know, and I cannot tell you you're going to feel it that way. You're going to play it that way. No, it's impossible. You know, so
exactly.
That's how let's don't forget there's no ego into that. Like, hey, watch me. Hey, look how I sound. Look at my, no. You know, people are here to, they had a shitty week. They want to go see a metal band and they want to travel somewhere. They want to feel something. You know, the crowd is an important part of a band. So that's why I want all the musicians playing with me to just give so much and say, this is how I feel it, you know, and this is how people, you know, we communicate, you know, this is how they would feel it. There's an exchange, you know.
Exactly. Maybe a lot of bands would still be together if they heeded those words.
Yes, unfortunately, egos tear more bands apart than anything, or band members.
I know, yeah, that's unfortunate. Even some of like my favorite bands, and you're like, why do you do that? You know.
I mean, look, I mean, you got like Kiss, Ace and Gene and Paul are all in their 70s, and they still argue like they're in grade school.
Yeah.
You know, there's rumors that Aerosmith that's why they quit touring right now, is because Steven Tyler was fighting with him, so they just threw out the press release that his throat was messed up so they could go off tour. So, you know, the bigger the band, the more ego trips it feels like.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, professional artistic direction is one thing, but then, you know, remember where you come from, and remember that, you know, the rest of the members have been here, you know, following each other. So yeah, it's pretty hard. Yeah.
Exactly. All right. Well, you want to wrap it up, guys? You got anything else, Carl? You got anything else, Chris? Why don't you let us know where everybody can find you? I'm going to put it all on the show notes too, but if you want to shout it out to everybody, where
you can buy the CD, you know, and merchandise, all that good stuff.
Thank you so much. I mean, first of all, thank you both, you know, to have me tonight. That was really exciting, you know, and I'm really thankful for that. And I really love your podcast. And to everybody, you know, if you want to support the band, which will also support the label, you know, you can go to Bandcamp. You know, it's a Discorporate official in one word. www.bandcamp.com, or you can go to www.discorporateofficial.com, and you have the store there. And thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Thanks for coming on. We love the album.
Chris, you've always been one of my favorite peoples when I first met you. So I've never forgot you from all the years I've kept up with you.
That's really cool. And you're a really passionate guy yourself. You're making a lot of things. I always follow you on Facebook. I'm like,
thank
what
you.
Up to? What is he cooking? And you never stop. So that's really cool. I admire that.
Thank you. Yeah, I guess I'm an artist in my own right with all the haunted houses and now the podcast. I always have something.
Yes, it's important,
Yeah, if you're not doing anything the 27th or 28th, come check out the haunt, man. Bring the wife out. We'll scare the shit out of you.
Brett, his wife actually worked at Moxley Manor before we got there.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, she's a big fan of horror and old movies, all the horror Italian movies and so on and on. And now, right now, she's every year she's working at a Texas Frightmare weekend.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
She's working there every year. So yeah, she's a
cool.
big real horror fan. Yeah.
We were supposed to go to that, but Carl had his guts ripped apart.
Yeah, I had surgery right the weekend of it.
The stitches and stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, y'all should come out to the haunt. We're not far from Bedford. We're in Riverside, right down 121.
All right.
Yeah.
Come see the show.
Come Saturday night if you want to see Carl, though, because he's going to see Kiss the 27th.
Yeah.
So
yes, I've got to go see Kiss.
That's supposed to be the final tour, right?
It is really the final tour this time.
And he's going to see him Sunday too in Austin. So
yeah.
My God.
I'm going with Video Bob on the Friday. It's sort of a special deal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Me and Bob always, we've always got between me and him something going on. Even though he's in Vegas, we still scheme.
Oh yeah, that's excellent. My God, I'm a big Kiss and like Judas Priest fan. So each time they say, okay, this is a farewell tour, my mind is maybe like,
is it really?
Tour for the album, they're gonna make another album. Don't worry.
Yeah,
the new KK Priest came out yesterday. It's pretty good. I listened to it today.
I haven't listened to it yet. Yeah,
I haven't yet. So how do you feel about it?
It's pretty good. I like it.
I love Ripper Owens. Honestly,
it sort of sounds
almost like Ripper better than Rob Halford, and I hate to say that.
It's got a demolition feel to it, man.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, for sure.
I'll check it out here tonight.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Glenn Tipton will always be one of my favorites, just like Andy LaRocque of King Diamond, Glenn Tipton, oh my God, Hank Sherman, they're all my favorite, lead guitar players. I love that guy. So
great. All right, well, stay on after we get done recording here. We want to chat a little more after we're done here, but
all right.
Thanks everybody for listening. Check us out on all the social medias. Buy his album. It's right here. And I will talk to everybody Wednesday, and we'll see you next week. What are we doing next week, Carl? The Wolfman?
Wolfman Universal, the original.
All right. All right. Thanks again, Chris, for coming on. And
thank you so much, guys.
Everybody stay evil.
Somewhere in Your last cleanse of the essence. To the candlelight.